we get people who question the validity of the work simply because they have a different level of consciousness. And so I'm wondering if you face that in your work in Ms. J's classroom, or, how it manifests when you're looking at, when you're working along the spectrum.
Yeah. So I would say in Boom, not as much. In Miss J's classroom, yeah. So I'll start with Boom. So Boom being the organization that works with the children, starting from kindergarten all the way up through college and early career. Some of the challenges that we have there are less about am I African or not, and more about uprooting the ways in which schooling has us process whiteness as the truth. And it's not like an overt, like, yes, white is right, white is better. But what we're seeing a lot of is like the cultural norm is whiteness in our country. So anything that we talk about in curriculum, even the ways in which we think about how to manage a classroom, how to structure and discipline, comes through that white framework. And so a lot of my work is working with Black folk on undoing that and questioning why we approach our children in those ways, asking questions about why do you think that's true? Why is that the way in which you want to structure this session with the child? So with Boom, it's a little bit more about like, how do we help people to see the ways that whiteness is like all over how we think and move and do. And I would say like in my consulting work, I see a lot more of the challenges around like, well, I'm not African, I'm Black, and that kind of thing, where we have to ask those questions about like, so what does that actually mean, right? One of the things that I thought about when you were talking to Dr. Kofi was like, even with terminology, right? Slave. One of the things that I did with Miss J's classroom was I created this visual. It was a visual journal called Who You Callin' Slave? And it was dedicated to Harriett Tubman. I dressed as Harriett Tubman. I went to this gentrified park in Dallas. It's in this place called Turtle Creek. Dressed as Harriett Tubman, stood there while all of these white folk were running past, and had a camera with my friend. And I stated this poem, Who You Callin' Slave? I know you're not talking to me. And so it's on my website, but long story short, the point is starting to push against the language that makes us believe in white supremacy. So I don't even say enslaved anymore. I use the actual term of captured, hostage, tortured, to name explicitly what happened. And so pushing against the ways in which even language seeps into how we create this power dynamic.